Hello YouTubes, today is Monday, September 6, 2010.
Welcome to What Matters to Us Daily. I'm Lance Beckett.
And I'm Anthony Rose.
I think I'm gonna download my mind. I wanna pull it out!
The first thing that mattered to me today was Stephen Hawking's new book titled The Grand Design. In his book, Stephen Hawking says that because there is a law such as gravity, that the universe can and will create itself from nothing. That spontaneous creation is the reason there is something rather than nothing, and why the universe exists. It's not necessary to invoke God to light the blue touch paper and set the universe going. He's also been quoted as saying there is a fundamental difference between religion, which is based on authority, and science, which is based on observation and reason. And he also states that science will always win because it works. Now I'm glad to see that there's an actual genius scientific mind out there today willing to go against the grain and, how would you put it, go against Christian belief and what most people out there believe in. He's basically going against that and saying that everything that you believe in is no more than an unclaimed or an unproven theory, I guess I should say.
To bring a bit of a downer to your Labor Day celebrations, I'd like to talk about an article on the Associated Press website that I read this afternoon, citing that once the economy starts to recover and companies are hiring more freely, most of the work that is being readily hired for is going to be in the professional sector. Think people with, highly skilled professions such as analytical scientists, attorneys, doctors, things of that nature. Apparently, people who are unskilled and are seeking low-paying jobs will be forced into taking few jobs or none at all. And those who are in the mid-range, such as factory workers, supervisors in service sectors, and things of that nature, are going to be in an even worse spot as those jobs are being phased out, with companies creating a more flat and horizontal company structure. This comes on the heels of the unemployment rate on average for the United States jumping up to almost 10% again, which is quite discerning. A lot of the unemployment benefits across the country are running a little bit thin. So, unfortunately, on this Labor Day, I can't say that there's much to be hopeful about in as far as the future of employment goes. If I were you, I'd start thinking about going back to school. That's about the only option that it looks like we have.
Another thing I'd like to talk to you about today is the study performed by the University of New Hampshire saying that marijuana is not a gateway drug. Actually, this article was published in the September issue of the Journal of Health and Social Behavior, stating that overcriminalizing marijuana use might create more serious problems if it interferes with employment opportunities later down the line. It was also stated in this article to be proven that alcohol and nicotine are more harmful and more of a gateway drug than marijuana itself.
I read an article on Current.com today that quoted Tom Jensen at Public Policy Polling, who said that recent polls have shown that roughly a 50 to 42 margin of Americans would prefer a third term of George W. Bush over the current Obama administration. This is rather disconcerting to me because it seems as though, yes, Obama may not be doing the great job that some people wish that he would or had hoped that he would, but let's not forget about the lying about weapons of mass destruction, the complete ignoring of the rights of citizens with the Patriot Act, and all of the poorly thought out comments made at the worst possible moment by George W. Bush that revealed him to be less than top quality president. I'd really like people to stop and think about what they're saying before they take these polls, and think about the weight of the opinions that they're voicing. Would we really, really prefer another term with George W. Bush over Obama? I mean, come on, seriously?
And the last thing I'd like to talk at you about today is the California State Bill 1449, which will, by all means, decriminalize small amounts of marijuana. State Bill 1449 was written by Senator Mark Leno and is to decriminalize simple marijuana possession. It was passed in June and is now sitting on the governor's desk in California. Possession of less than an ounce under this law would be punishable by no more than a $100 fine, accruing no jail time, no arrest, no infraction, no misdemeanor. Just a $100 fine, and I'm guessing you would probably lose your stash. But I think this is great. Anything to bring about the prohibition of something less dangerous than alcohol, which we ended prohibition on 80 or 90 years ago, I'm interested in and I'd like to see more of. And that's what mattered to me today.
And that's what mattered to us today.
Don't forget to check the links in the underbar for anything that we might have talked about today.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you liked what you heard.
Also, we're open for suggestions. If you've got something you'd like to hear us talk about, don't forget to post it in the comments below or hit us up on the website at wmtudaily.webs.com. There's also going to be a link for that in the underbar.
And we're looking for contributors for the website. So if you've got some photos pertaining to current events, you've got some opinions you want to share in written form, or would actually be interested in doing some honest-to-goodness journalism, feel free to drop us a line and we'll see what we can do.
And that's what mattered to us today. This is What Matters to Us Daily, signing out.